day. Thousands of indirect and direct jobs are at stake with this big skig vote.
Pearl Highway, with a big nasty red at my side. Sound of winds blowing hard.
Set some standards on rail yards across the country on the environmental side. It'll be interesting to see the support and also the comments made on all sides of the issue. So I'm anxious, I'm excited. It's symbolic. It's my wife's birthday today too.
Good luck. Okay. Good.
All right, let's do this.
From the South Bay to the Valley, from the West Side to the East Side.
8 years and we've come to this. Come today to this vote.
So what we're actually voting on is the lease from the Board of Harbor Commissioners and the appeal on the EIR, right?
Yes, although it's in the reverse order. So we vote on the appeals first.
And then the lease
One
agreement.
thing we want to be really hyper aware about is any potential amending motions that are getting introduced.
So
if at any
8 for the EIR and 10 for the
8
lease.
for the EIR, 10 for the lease.
I'm trying to identify the song. What was it?
It's from The Office.
It's the theme song for the Office.
I don't watch TV, I'm sorry. I watch
There's no time
SpongeBob.
for game time. This is my game face.
Let's do this. Larson.
So I can write.
They already went down.
JL?
Yeah.
All right, let's roll. Wow. They're getting a briefing right now indicating that the chambers are completely full and that now creating a fire hazard. Councilman Alarcon is going to send a verbal motion on a report back on the ongoing negotiations with the existing tenants.
Good morning, council members. You have received 7 appeals to our board certification of the EIR for the Southern California International Gateway Project, an off-dock rail yard that's located 4 miles north of the port. The Burlington Northern is investing over $500 million into this project. They're going to create a lot of jobs.
I think the most important graph that was put up there in Geraldine's presentation was the one that showed the red line and the blue line. That is important to focus on. That red line is what exists today on pollution. It's up on the screen. That is without this project. The blue line is all of those pollution measures with this project, with the standards of LNG, with the standards of electric trucks, with the standards of better, higher level locomotive service. And underneath is where those measures were taken and where this impact will be felt. It's the schools in Long Beach, it's the residents in Long Beach, it's those receptors that are nearby in the city of Long Beach. If this project isn't built, those communities live with the red line. If this project is built, they live with the blue line and better, and recognize that that is a very, very conservative analysis, so we hope to do even better than that. But this is what the product of the environmental impact says.
This filter shows the type of air pollution that exists in the community today. It's a January sample of particulate pollution. It came from an AQMD monitor at Hudson Elementary School near the Skig site. The filter paper goes in pure white, and it came out this way just after 1 day, and the dark color indicates highly toxic emissions.
Try to keep it really short at the beginning because Judy's going to ask a bunch of stuff that's going to be repeated.
My name is Joel Thurwachter. I'm a business representative for the Operating Engineers Local 12. I represent the operators that live and work in both ports down there in the harbor and the surrounding area. The SIG project will help relieve the traffic on the 710 freeway and help improve the air quality over the long run for not just the harbor area, but the whole LA basin. It'll also create local jobs through the PLA. Therefore, the Operating Engineers Local 12 supports the BNSF SIG projects and asks for your support also.
So they just need this to say, like, yeah, council understands, like, we're adopting the following findings from Board of Harbor Commissioners.
Colleagues, this proposed Southern California International Gateway Railway project will be the cleanest rail yard ever built in our country. With a $500 million cost, all private investment dollars, this is a good project on both economic and environmental grounds. Moving forward with this project means a reduction in air pollutants associated with cargo handling and through the elimination of more than 1 million trucks per year off the region's freeways.
Porterville has been successful in achieving the goals it set forth, has it not?
And then should we get rid of that sentence and just have them say yes or no, and then Joe leaves the importance of the track record when it comes to achieving the goals it sets for itself?
For example,
this is where the little guy can be taken care of, and this is where you and the rest of us do our best.
Go. If we don't and we delay, you'll see the Gulf and you'll see the East Coast more competitive. They're chopping at the bit to take away the advantage we now have. So we are working on making it deeper, cleaner, and more competitive. It's really a no-brainer for me to support my colleague in the 15th District in that, and the communities here. We must approve this. We must approve it now. We must keep our competitive edge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parks, Joe, then Koretz, Krikorian.
oh,
That if we do not do anything now, the levels of contamination will continue to be worse. With this change, we can now bring down the level of contamination for our children and our families. But I need for you to say clearly that we are in a position to make things better.
I'm going to sound like a broken record. Health risk goes down. Health risk goes down. We have less diesel particulate matter emissions on our project because we're going to transition to non-diesel equipment on site and non-diesel equipment traveling to the site. So diesel particulate matter goes away, and that's critical for that community.
Now bring down the level of contamination for our children and our families. So the image is being portrayed.
When they brought that filter in to show this happened today, this happened at a site nearby, this black screen, that's what's the particulate that's out there today. That, if we do nothing, that doesn't change. That's what those lines show. Doing nothing, the situation stays the same. Doing something, it reduces it significantly.
I do believe that they have met the legal challenges that are required by law relative to ensuring the minimal environmental impact, and I frankly don't believe that the challenges will prevail. And because of that, I have to fall and give my vote to this project.
We're at the last speaker, and then Joe's going to stand up and call for the votes yes or no on some of the amendments that were proposed. Mr. Labange is going to call the question, in other words, bring debate to a close, and we vote and see where the final chips lie.
This room is filled to the rafters, and we're having this robust debate because this issue brings together two immutable truths. One is that the port is one of the major drivers of the economy of the city and of Southern California, and we are in fierce, cutthroat competition right now with ports throughout North America and with the Panama Canal. The other immutable truth that brings people into this room is that for decades, for generations, the port area has been the recipient of the pollution that is caused by this country's insatiable desire for cheap goods from China. And that when we are importing things that people are buying from Walmart in Kansas, the people in Wilmington and Long Beach and San Pedro are suffering the environmental impacts from that. And we know both of those things to be true. So how do we deal with those two truths? And as I'm looking at this diagram, and I see where this facility is proposed to go in, and the 710 is right next to it. The 710 runs next to the same daycare center. It runs next to the high school fields. It runs next to the community gardens and the schools and so on. And if those trucks are not going into this BNSF facility, they are going to be on that 710, or they are going to be going to that dirtier yard that Commissioner Miskowski just described, which is immediately adjacent to the proposed project site. One or the other. They're going to be going to those areas. So this project is not going to increase truck trips. It's going to take truck trips that would otherwise be going to those same areas across those same sensitive uses and putting them in this facility where we can deal with it in a cleaner way. As far as I'm concerned, there's nobody in this chamber who stands up more vigilantly and with greater strength on behalf of the little guy in a more heartfelt way than Councilmember Joe Buscaino. And I know that he has worked and fought every single day for his constituents since he's been elected, for the small businesses in his district, for the people who live in his neighborhoods, and I know that he's going to continue to do so, that he has done so in this project and will continue to do so. So for all those reasons, I plan to support this project.
Thank you, Mr. Krikorian. Mr. Buscaino to close.
This is an important issue before us. My brother-in-law, Donnie, has worked the docks for over 10 years, where he continues to share with us. 10 years ago, he come home after a shift down at the docks with soot on him. Today, he's cleaner than ever. Are we there yet? No. We're getting better, absolutely. This project is responsible for 22,000 jobs, crucial to keeping our port competitive, especially with the Panama Canal. We cannot delay, we cannot have anything before us to kill this project. Let's make this happen.
Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes, 2 noes.
Okay.
Just like that, 22,000 jobs, and we've improved the environment. Bam. I love my job.
Love my job.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Mitchell. Good job.
Good job, bro.
Geraldine.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Dr. Nance. Good work. Okay, creating jobs and improving the environment.
I'm telling you, we're going to do that,
Keeping
brother.
competition here. Keeping containers here.
And look, you know, like I say, anybody who looks at this that can't see certain parts of it as advancement is not being
well
objective.
said.
It's not being fair.
Well said.
You know?
Well said. Jobs and cleaning the environment. Look at this. Incredible. It's a great day in the city, a great day in the port of Los Angeles.
Shining all the time, like another perfect day. I love LA.